sensible
One,
thing.
two,
Bang!
3, 4.
Bang!
The first one to come, he gets a bat round the head. Who wants to go first?
Day 9 in the Big Brother house. Last night the group nominated each other for eviction for the first time. Helen and Penny received most votes, but the housemates won't know the result for another 2 days. While the rest of the boys get up, Stuart begins his daily exercises.
Because Blaine, you're going to give us a task, a shopping list.
All at once.
Yeah.
I've heard.
What's this?
Arms, more living weight, chest isn't it?
Feeling alright.
I'm alright.
What are those things you do, Stuart? Or you lay down? Huh?
Legs up. And then the other one is up towards your knees, so you're basically taking your head towards your knees.
You do it quite quick, don't you? So
Yeah.
you get used to it.
Yeah, you do get used to it.
Dean, who didn't receive a single nomination last night, comes to the diary room.
And then just do normal sit-ups. That's it.
He nominated Narinda and Penny.
Blimey, they hurt.
I think some people have taken the whole nomination thing to heart, sort of thing. I think it's causing a fair bit of mistrust and paranoia. Initially, when I came in here, I thought Penny would be the maternal figure who got a lot of things done. But the other girls, perhaps, didn't see that as a good thing and saw that as her sort of taking over and telling people what to do. I think, you know, she's very, very well-meaning, and I would be happy to spend weeks in here with Penny, but I think other people, for the good of the group, it probably would be better if she wasn't here.
450 millilitres.
Tomorrow the housemates will have just £49 to spend on shopping, having failed their weekly task. Meanwhile, they only have a few basic supplies of pasta, oats and flour.
So it's about 550. Good thinking.
You're making milk bread?
No, I'm just trying to make bread, but we don't have very much ingredients.
Let's just flip it open. OK, Madeira cake. And again, pineapple cream cheese tartlets. That looks nice.
And went up, every door was alarmed. Yeah, a little code lock. Every door.
There you go, butter oat biscuits. You'll eat those.
Normally they never.
Don't got any butter.
Do you know what I mean? Every door was alarmed. And when you went downstairs to the cellar,
I'm getting desperate.
Yeah, no flora.
Bought pub, not
No sugar.
purpose built one. It was just there.
One egg.
Over porridge for breakfast, the group talk about fighting.
He's going out with this girl. We turned up, pick her up in his car, and there was about 10, 15 guys. And they were like walking towards, and he looked at me. We got back in the car. He came out of a bat, and there was 3 of us. He goes, right, 15 you against 3 of us, we're going to lose. But the first one to come, he gets a bat round their head. Who wants to go first? And they all stopped and went, yeah, thank you very much.
No, it wasn't.
Thank you, beautiful. Off we went. Job done. You know what I mean, though? There's always one, they don't want it.
We were going to my stag do, and we were in a mate of mine, we were late, and he's tearing through, and he's like cutting everybody up and stuff, and there's 4 of us packed into his car, or 5 of us packed into his Beamer. Anyway, he upsets this guy in a lorry, and literally this guy's going lunatic, and he's a big bloke, and he's going mad in this lorry. Anyway, of course, inevitable happens, we get to the traffic lights at the same time he does, so he piles out. So the only thing to do is everybody gets out, and I'm in the back, and so all the boys are getting out, and he's going, do you want some? And he's massive. And in the end, he said, right, it's 5 of you, and I'm stood like, he went, it's 5 of you, and I went, yeah, and he went, right, I've got a bar in my lorry, and I'll meet you around the corner. I said, that's great, can you make mine a pint of lager? And he went, oh, right, yeah, oh, bar, right, lager. And then we all went, OK, thanks very much, got in the car and shot off. And the boys are going, I don't believe him just said that. Make mine a pint of lager.
Narinda comes to the diary room.
in a
Yeah.
bucket of water.
Oh, yeah.
It was superb.
It's funny that whole thing you got loads of people around Goose staying. It's like,
Yesterday was just everyone speculating and going on and on was just too much. It was just a lot yesterday, and I think everyone just should have just got on with it. They knew they had to vote. I don't know why it's become such a big deal. Bubble was doing my head, and everyone was, because I thought, just, we have to vote each other. Why are you making such a big deal over it? And I did feel certain people were really sucking up to each other yesterday. Amma was doing it a lot, really creeping. She's a nice girl, but I just felt a lot of people were sucking up to each other. And I don't like that. Just be true. We're here to vote each other out, and, you know, why pretend that we're the bestest pals in the world when we're not? You know, we do have friendships, and some of us have got close, but other people, it's just false.
How did you feel about having to make the nominations?
I felt fine. I could have nominated about 6 people.
1, 2, 3, 4.
While some of the housemates take turns to lead exercise classes in the garden, Brian tries out Dean's dumbbells.
Why?
I really have a car thing, I'll be honest.
doing that.
I like this one.
7, 8.
Bang! 10 to
1, 2,
Bang!
3, 4,
Bang!
5, 6,
Whole space, there's no...
7, 8. 1, 2.
Yeah, so you're turning it just a bit to there.
You going? You alright?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm just getting a bit hot now. Come on now.
That's probably the idea.
How many of these should I do?
You should do 20
On each
on
one?
each side.
And that's over a period of many days?
No,
8 days.
1,
I still want a cup of coffee and a piece of cake.
4. Do you want to get one then?
No.
6.
7, 8.
No.
Bend your knees.
Oh, this hurts so much. 10, and your voice just keeps me going. Can I do one more?
12:13 p.m. Big Brother delivers this week's task.
This task is going to be easy.
Is it? Really?
The housemates can gamble between 10 and 90% of their budget on whether they will complete it successfully.
Yeah, all right.
This week, Big Brother wants you to learn how to administer first aid and save lives. Of course, Brian, so I'm okay.
As an air steward, Brian has already had first aid training.
Here, we will have to learn how to deal with bandaging, shock, burns and fractures. Burns are easy, all you do is apply water. It depends, there's 3 types of burns, and each is like 10 to 15, 20 minutes of water. Fractures is open, close or complicated, there's 3 types, and it's just different bandages. Shock, elevate legs, water, and CPR is just mathematics. Go on, Brian! This is my board, this is me. Here we go.
It's a good job you got this one then.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'd say we bet a lot on this.
No, do you think you could do it?
Well, I have done this one before.
It's just 'cause what does everyone think of their own
Clock's
abilities? Do
ticking.
you think you could do it? Yeah?
No.
So would you be confident, Helen, to gamble 90%?
No.
if you put it to a vote again, what?
Okay, so
I said 60.
hands up.
60.
60 then.
60 then. Is that yes?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7 on 60.
I reckon 50.
Helen, tell me why you don't think you're going to be good at this.
35.
Because I'm not good at remembering.
Well, how do you remember stuff in your work when you're training to be a hairdresser? How do you remember all the styles, all the pH values of shampoos?
Guys, you've
this
now
and
got
that
a
and
couple of
that?
minutes, really.
Tell me how you remember all that.
I don't remember. I can't remember all now.
Okay. Okay, guys, here we go.
Big Brother delivers the materials for the first aid task, on which the group has decided to gamble 60% of next week's shopping budget.
This week you must learn first aid. You receive a booklet a day over the next 4 days. So by Tuesday you'll have all 4. You should read and refer to these daily. So this one's on CPR.
There's no chance of me doing that.
It'll be fine. Okay, guys, do you want to sit down and go to the booklet?
too.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to bring over all the bandages?
Can you do kitty block?
Yeah, just go back.
Just got to need my bread.
Well, sunbathing's gone out the window.
Oh, Brian, you're in your 40.
We can practice outside.
Yeah.
What have we got to think? Yeah.
It's easy, Brian. How long did it
It's
take you to learn it?
It took me, I had a day to learn.
I had a
everything to put my lines, cabinet remember. I had one.
Yeah, I'm just going to let it...
I've dealt with epilepsy, I've dealt with heart attacks, I've dealt with miscarriages, I've dealt with burns, I've dealt with people going to shop.
Never mind the Saturday night out, Saturday night learning resuscitation, or whatever it is.
You tell you what you know though, all about like who's wearing what and this and that. You remember stuff.
The what?
You know, who's going out with who and what she was wearing at that thing. What design is this and what... It's just that same sort of thing, isn't it? You can remember things.
You know, I can...
That's because I'm interested in them.
You gotta get interested in this.
You know, sort of drinking and, you know, doing horrible things. Things that I'm not very proud of.
3:24 p.m. After lunch, Brian discusses the resuscitation skills needed for this week's task.
The next bit's just all about administering CPR. It's about 15 compressions to 2 breaths. It's all the telling you to do.
Sometimes I get tired of this me-first attitude.
Really? I got 3 words for you.
Pack your bags up and leave.
Don't you dare come running back to me.
Could you just think of it?
At least I never got hand-me-downs from Big Brother. I bought enough clothes from me. Dorothy Perkins size 12, whatever.
What are you laughing for?
I think that's 15 love to me.
I think that's 15 love.
Your arms.
You and your infectious diseases, every part of your skin's covered. 30 love.
30 love.
You and Bubble, you're as manky as each other. Your fake clothes,
40 love.
sandals.
40 love.
You steady hair, you can't even straighten it properly. You washed it once since you've been here.
Game, set, match.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that really hurt.
Oh, you're not really joking.
No, he isn't.
He's not, is he? He's
No.
very specific there.
No.
Going on and on and on and on.
Ooh, but it's very valuable.
15 love.
Oh, how can you say that? I'm giving this group my
Easy.
best.
It's always about you. And you've got this little task and now you're even bigger for your boots.
15 all.
Always... You were still handy.
30-15.
And with your stupid eye gel and your hair gel and you're such a... Oh.
40-15.
You've got more
You're coming back.
touches than the girls.
Ace,
Take
game,
it
set,
back.
match. He's ace.
Do you ever read him
One
and
game more.
right? Then let's have a 5 levels. Okay, we've got a fracture. Now it's time to practice. Here we go.
No, we haven't had the lesson yet.
Oh, so we haven't had the lesson. Sorry. See you Tuesday.
Promote recovery.
ABC.
Airways breathing.
Yeah, airways, breathing, circulation.
Airways should be.
Airways should be open and not blocked.
Yeah. Breathing.
Breathing should be. Breathing is air into the lungs.
And circulation.
Circulation is the air being sent around the body via the heart.
Great.
Every time I think about it, since you left, I thought my own way.
Can we have some rice tonight as well then, please, Penny?
Yes. Do you want rice instead of... Yes, I'll make
No, I want
both.
rice and pasta.
Okay, babes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't want mixed rice.
Next Sunday. It's when we've been at night.
And keep it for... look, you can then
That should be 10.
Ciao.
Is that 10?
Word in the name.
Just round things.
Psychological thing.
Alright.
Sorry.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, good. Dean, were you in the... were you playing in the garden?
Yeah, in the little hot thing. Jen, what
Sweet,
it is.
can I get some salt, please?
After a pasta dinner, Big Brother asked the group to discuss the topic of life-changing experiences.
My life-changing
I
experience
want to do this.
is quite interesting because I was born, but I had really sticky out ears when I was a kid. And you go to school and stuff, but kids, don't give you the time for you to be yourself, yeah? They'll take the piss out of you, they'll say this, that, and so on. And because of that, you would go to school and then word gets round and, you know, you couldn't get the girls. Yeah? Quite simply, that was it. As soon as I got my ears pinned back, and as soon as you walk down the street, suddenly, you're a completely different person. You haven't changed in yourself one little bit. You're the exact same person, still really, really outgoing and so on, but suddenly, girls are interested in you. I think that as we're talking to people and, like, things that happen to everyone, it's things that make you stronger in life, and I reckon after everyone else has said their little thing, I think you'll realise why we're all actually here, you know, because we have got an interesting past. But that's my story. Yeah.
Right, Penny?
I think it's, again, about body image, and one reason why I think I do have such a relationship with teenagers and the girls, especially that I work with over the last 10 years. When I started school and had a chronic body image and went quite anorexic, like 9, 10, 11, and was actually quite ill. I'd had a lot of medical problems, and I didn't actually get, my breasts didn't actually grow, and I didn't have lots of hormones that I should have had. When I tried to sort of talk to anyone about it, it wasn't believed. It was like, oh, come on, let's get on with it. I'd gone into the theatre when I was about 11, 12, and I did well. I used to be in loads of theatre productions right through college, right the whole thing, and that was brilliant. And when I was on stage, it was fantastic, because I'd get this whole bodice thing on, and I would be all woman or whatever, and I was just, that was me, and that's always been my life. I go to the theatre twice a week, and I love anything to do with theatre. And it was, when I hit 30, I realised that I was going to get my breasts done, and I did. I went for surgery, and I had top guy in England, and it's been brilliant because I've found a new confidence. I still struggle a lot with my body image. I still struggle a lot with trying to build a relationship again. But basically, I've got myself sussed. You know, I've got my life together. I've got, you know, and but it's been hard. But I can be totally self-sufficient, and I just, you know, I think that's encouraging. You know, and that's it really.
Who's left is
Bubble?
Penny now.
Most important experience of my life would be the day my little girl opened my heart. It wasn't particularly very nice when I was younger. I did a lot of bad things. I wasn't a great dad at all. And when we split, when we split, it was hard and I was bitter. And can I go again in a minute, please?
Of course, yeah.
I'll go.
Well, mine is quite similar to Paul's, but different in that I was one of the very few Asian, can I say coloured people, because it was Asian. I think there was one, and my cousin as well in the whole school. And I spent a lot of time, when I didn't spend a lot of time, I used to get a lot of, oh, packy this, packy that, a lot of it. But I think the worst thing was probably a lot of the guys at that age, about 12, 13, all my girlfriends were going up with the guys, and every time I thought, God, no guys ever asked me out. I didn't. And then one day I really fancied this guy, and I said, will you go out with me? And yeah, no. And he goes, no, he goes, because you're a packy. And I went, oh yeah, and I thought, yeah, he's right, I am. How can you go out with me? And he goes, and he went out with all my best mates. He went out with all them, but he wouldn't go out with me because he goes, I'll get, you know, called a packy love. And I thought, yeah, he's right, he will. And I felt a bit sorry for him. Yeah.
He'd red hair during that.
But I really loved him. And then another guy said, look, I would go out with you because you'd be so pretty if you were white. So I always wanted to be white.
Yeah.
So all my life, I just wanted to be white. And then it wasn't until I got into high school, about 15, 16, I finally thought, hang on, I'm never going to be accepted by these guys, ever. And I started getting more into my own culture, more into my own religion, and getting to know me.
Okay.
I'll go
Shall I go next, Bubble?
Yes.
All right.
It's okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, where was I? There was a horrible side to him. Did some horrible things. You know, it was like get to the top as quick as possible, and if that meant tripping up other people, and so be it. You know, my importance was to get to the top and make lots of money. And then my little girl came along, and I was so concentrated on what I was doing, you know, that I wasn't the best dad in the world. And then when we split, I still wasn't particularly a great dad. I was very bitter, very angry. Not, you know, with anyone in particular, with the world in general. And, you know, I started drinking and, you know, doing horrible things that I'm not very proud of. But then, and I got my little girl for 2 days, and never paid her enough attention. And one day, I stuck a video on. She said, I don't want to watch a video, Dad. I was like, oh, what do you want to do? She goes, I want to play with you. And I think that was the first day I opened up, you know, in a way, and let her in. And since that day, it's like, doesn't matter what you throw at me, doesn't matter what I've done in the past, it's all irrelevant to me now. What happens in the future, people can say, do whatever they want. I have something that no one can ever take away. It's like, this man will know you're so proud of every little thing they do. And it's like an unconditional love that you can't compare to anything in the whole wide world. And that makes me a better person. That's it.
1:37 a.m. Brian is the last boy to go to bed. Amma is the only girl still up.
That's it. Stick it in bed.
It's so obvious. How about this?
Let's go. That's it. Sit down.
And then you go, very good guys, what's that? It'll be like an hour, isn't it? Don't worry.
I hope he hurries up.
He's flossy, isn't he?
Better hurry up.
Good night, Brian. See you in the morning.
Don't turn the light on, Dean's asleep. Don't turn the light on, Dean's asleep.
Oh, the rudeness.
Who's in my bed? Who's in my bed? Someone in my bed. Someone in my bed. Who's in my bed?
And the guys are going to have to start cooking a bit more, I'm sorry.
She's been busy forming alliances with several of the housemates.
Who will be the first to go from the Big Brother house? You decide. To evict Helen, call 09011 154406. To evict Penny, call 09011 154409.
More Big Brother and 4 in just a couple of minutes.